I'm exploring the Philippines, over 7,000 tropical islands scattered in the Pacific. A land of volcanoes, 23 of them are still active. The country has some of the world's most awe-inspiring coral reefs. On them, I'll meet sensational sharks, lethal catfish, sprinting trevally, and a gentle giant. I'll go eye to eye with a venomous sea crate and discover terra firma is spectacular too, the Chocolate Hills. I'll scour the lowlands and mountain tops for remarkable animals. There's pint-sized primates, fabulous flyers, and colossal colonies. This is awe-inspiring. I'll meet unique creatures, Philippine sailfins, charismatic cockatoos.
Oh, look at them.
The world's rarest crocodile, and the tallest eagle on Earth. My first stop, the most northerly province in the Philippines, Batanes. It's famed for boulder beaches made of cooled volcanic magma. The boulders are loaded with strontium, a substance so radioactive, Geiger counters sound a warning here. The province is a group of 10 islands. I'm on Batanes, 20 kilometers long. It's the second largest island. These rolling hills are unlike any other landscape in the Philippines. I've come to Batanes to soak up this wonderful scenery. This area is called the Marlborough Hills. It reminds me of Cornwall back in the UK. But I'm also here in search of a colossal crustacean and a very special snake. I won't find them in the grasslands. They prefer cooler hangouts. I'm about to enter a man-made habitat that's ideal for the snakes I'm searching for. The Dipsnay Supwan Tunnel. Islanders were forced to excavate it as a bolt hole for the Japanese, who occupied these islands in World War II. It's much cooler, more clammy inside the tunnel. Perfect conditions for the snake that I'm seeking. Some of the locals have said there's a big one using this tunnel as a lair. But where's the snake? The tunnel extends for 250 meters. There she is. What a beauty. Stands out like a sore thumb. Ooh, gotta be careful here. This is a full-grown adult. A beautiful McGregor's pit viper. This is a nice-sized female. The males are much smaller. A classic pit viper. You can see the deep pits between the eye and the nostril. The snake can detect the body heat of its prey in pitch darkness. He's also having a look at me, seeing a thermal image of my body. Most of the other Philippine pit vipers are green, but McGregor's, only found here in the province of Batanes, comes in a whole variety of colours. Yellow like this is the commonest form, but you can get pink ones, white ones. They've got quite a toxic venom. I wouldn't like to be bitten by this snake, but as you can see, she's very docile, not trying to strike at me. She wants to save that precious venom for her prey. The exquisite McGregor's pit viper. Magnificent. Let's let you go now. Wonderful. Meeting this rare pit viper, only found here, was the first part of my mission. My second objective is finding a crustacean the size of a small dog. I'll search for it near the Basco Lighthouse tomorrow. In this part of the island, there's many palm trees, which is ideal because I'm after a coconut connoisseur that shins up trunks like these to cut down coconuts. The tree climber is a gigantic crab. You often find them hiding in a rock face in this patch of forest. During the day, cracks and crevices in the rock provide the crabs with humidity and security.
Ah, there's one.
And it's not that small.
Gotta be careful. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to get pinched. Got you! Wow! Look at this!
The largest land invertebrate, a coconut crab. They can grow huge with a leg span that exceeds a metre. Coconut crabs get their name because they can husk and break into a coconut with their pincers. They then delicately eat the flesh inside. They're champion weightlifters too. A coconut crab can lift a rock weighing 28 kilos, an equivalent weight to a 10-year-old boy. Even though they're well adapted to living on the land, they still rely on visiting the ocean. Females have to go there to lay their eggs. Once the young have hatched, they float around in the sea for a month or so before coming ashore. Unfortunately, they're getting rarer on many tropical islands because they're a delicacy, and the big ones are hunted for their flesh. If they're not eaten, coconut crabs can live for over 40 years. I hope this one has a long and fruitful life. There we are. This crab will molt once a year for the rest of its life. The new carapace can take up to 3 weeks to fully harden. Batanes is only 190 kilometres from Taiwan. It's a long way north from the rest of the Philippines, so I have a 2-hour flight to reach my next destination. I'm heading south down the archipelago for around 1,000 kilometres to reach the 7th largest island in the Philippines, Mindoro. Mount Iglit Baco National Park is home to a rare buffalo. The Mayon tribe help protect them. These men are pounding taro. Some of their friends will help me reach the Tamarau. While we get ready, a macaque looks on. I've come to Mount Iglit Baco National Park to encounter the largest land mammal in the Philippines. It also happens to be one of the rarest mammals on Earth. To meet them, we've got a 5-hour hike. Our expedition to Tamarau country begins. Soon, there's a river to cross. Using this rope bridge will keep my boots dry, but there's a price to pay. It's pretty precarious up here. Balancing like this is a real workout. Made it. Upwards and onwards through forests of dipterocarp trees and groves of bamboo. It's 40 degrees and very humid, but the porters aren't even breaking into a sweat. This is tough going. Even though I've got the lightest pack, I'm really starting to feel this. Thankfully, the hike flattens out as we cross a grassland plateau. We're halfway to the last stronghold of the Tamarau, or Mindoro dwarf buffalo. There's only a few of them left. They live in small herds in the uplands. Whoa, what a climb. We've reached the ranger station 900 metres up. With the heat and humidity, that's the hardest hike I've done in many years, but it's the only way to see Tamarau in the wild. Thanks, guys. Jenna, the ranger, hopes to show them to me tomorrow. The Tamarau became rare because of hunting, habitat loss and diseases from domestic cattle. The ones that remain are so precious, rangers keep a constant check on them. Jenna takes me to where a small group were seen yesterday.
This is a good place to see them.
Okay, so we settle down here and scan this area. Tamarau country. Patches of forest and lush grassland.
There they are.
Oh, yes. There's mothers and calves.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. 5 Tamarau have materialised out of the forest. The other name for Tamarau is pygmy buffalo. They're really tiny. They just stand a metre tall at the shoulder. Calves have reddish-brown fur. They'll lose that when they're about 5 years old. Critically endangered, there's only around 400 Tamarau left in the world. It's hoped there will be 600 by 2020. Thank you so much, Jenna.
You're welcome.
Lovely to see them. You only find Tamarau on Mindoro, but water buffalo are found everywhere. On Luzon, they star in a festival in Pulilan. Weighing up to a ton, water buffalo were first domesticated in India over 5,000 years ago. Today, in the Philippines, there are around 3.5 million of them. Called Carabal by the Filipinos, they rest with their owners before the Pulilan Festival. Water buffalo are really impressive. They can have horns 1.5 metres across. These docile creatures often become part of the family. On May the 14th, every year, Carabal take part in an extraordinary festival in Pulilan in Luzon. There's over 1,000 of them here, getting ready for an amazing procession. The Carabao must really look their best. Some have been in training since they were young calves to kneel down in honour of Saint Isidore. The town of Pulilan is close to the Philippine capital, Manila, so big crowds come here to watch the procession. The Carabal Festival honours the patron saint of farmers, Saint Isidore. A lot of imagination goes into the carts. This Carabao pulls a holy transformer cart. After 2 kilometres, the procession reaches the church of San Isidro. The farmers are here to show their gratitude to the saint for harvests gone by. Some of their Carabao are even painted with colourful religious scenes. At the procession's finale, the Carabal slowly and precisely kneel in front of the church as a tribute to Saint Isidore. This Carabal is a veteran. He has knelt at the festival since he was a calf. As water buffalo can live up to 40 years, he'll experience the hustle and bustle of many more festivals to come. I stay on the island of Luzon, travelling from Pulilan to Legazpi, a town in the shadow of Mount Mayon, the world's most symmetrical volcanic cone. It soars skyward for some 2,460 metres. I'm sure to have a brilliant adventure here. That assessment is right on the money, literally so, because if you look at the Filipino 100 peso note, there's a picture of Mount Mayon, an active volcano. Its most violent eruption was in 1814, when Cagsawa was buried under a sea of molten lava. The town's ruined church still stands today. As well as this powerful force of nature, there's another natural wonder on the 100 peso note. A whale shark. I've seen Mount Mayon, now I need to meet the largest species of fish on Earth. Whale sharks draw me and thousands of tourists to Donsol, a fishing village close to Mount Mayon. The local economy is boosted by the visitors that come to Donsol to see the giant fish in summer. Many of the fishermen are now experts at spotting whale sharks from their outriggers. I'm on my way to board a boat now. The whale sharks feed on plankton close to shore. We search for them in the shadow of Mount Mayon. The bamboo rigging provides a high vantage for spotting the sharks.
They've got one. Get ready. We're going to try to get ahead of it.
The whale shark is cruising close to the surface, but at any moment it could dive out of sight. I drop in right on top of it. It looks massive, but it's only half grown, some 6 meters long. The giant cruises at around 5 kilometers an hour. I can just about keep up. If I could remember these markings, I could identify this individual in future. Every whale shark has a unique pattern of spots and stripes. Out of breath, I surface with Mount Mayon on the skyline behind me. Oh, that really was right on the money. A whale shark in the shadow of a volcano. The light playing around its body, that pattern of polka dots on its back. It was a brief encounter, but a wondrous one. From Donsol, I head into the interior of Luzon to the Sierra Madre Mountains in the province of Quezon. These forested slopes are home to some fabulous creatures that I'm itching to meet. For one of them, I'll hike high up into the mountains. Others are close to my base in the Bangkong Kahoy Field Study Centre. I have some help here. I've joined up with members of the Philippine Tarantula Society and my friend, Dondi Carrillo. We're searching for anything that moves, but a Quezon blue, a very special tarantula in particular. we'll leave no stone unturned until we find one.
I got something here.
What have you got, Jai? Oh, yes.
It's a dwarf orange-legged tarantula.
A dwarf orange-legged tarantula is pretty special too. Can I hold her?
Yeah.
I adore these tarantulas in miniature. There's a wide variety of dwarf tarantulas here in the Philippines. The smallest is only the size of my little fingernail. Let me let this one go. Great, well done. I wonder what other goodies will turn up. Ah, Dundee snake! Oh, I nearly got away.
Wow.
It's a calamaria, isn't it?
Calamari gervaisi, yeah.
Gervais' worm snake. First worm snake I've ever caught in the wild.
Very nice, yes.
You can tell he's a snake, not a worm, because of these distinct scales on the belly. And there's another giveaway. No worms have forked tongues. Beautiful underside, isn't it?
Very nice.
He tried to give me a little nip, but his jaws are so weak, he can't break the skin. These specialise in hunting soft-bodied prey like ants and termites. This dwarf snake is unique to the Philippines. Let's let him go back in his burrow. We continue our search for the Quezon blue tarantula. This is such fun. You never know what's just around the corner. Ah, I thought there'd be bigger snakes here than the worm snakes striking at me there. Oh dear. Oh. Oh, this is of course a reticulated python. Got to be careful with these. They've got sharp recurved teeth. This is the largest species of snake in the Philippines, except not here. Oh, ho, ho. I really don't want it to bite me. In these mountains, striking at the camera there, they only reached he's got the sound boom there. They only reached 3 or 4 meters in length. In other parts of the Philippines, reticulated pythons do grow much larger. The biggest ones can be nearly 10 meters long. Opening his mouth and striking all the time. Retics have got a reputation for being irritable, squeezing me a little bit. Of course, all pythons are non-venomous. They use constriction to kill their prey. So let me put him back down on the ground, if I can actually get him off me. There we go. Oh, there we go. Unwrap him, and that's put him back where I found him. I knew there'd be bigger snakes here. We've made some great finds today, but the Quezon blue has eluded us, so we hunt for them after dark. It's warm and humid tonight, perfect for spidering. If our torches shine on a Quezon blue tarantula, it will shimmer blue because microscopic crystals in the hairs on its body reflect back only the blue wavelengths of incoming light. I really hope we see one.
Nigel, there's one. It's the Quezon blue, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, nice blue coloration. It's only found here in Quezon.
Can I have a close look at her?
Yeah, it may strike.
Yeah, she's very feisty. See the fangs there? This classic threat posture, she's raised her legs. Central and South American spiders, they turn away from you because they can flick hairs from their abdomen into the eyes of an attacker. Asian tarantulas don't have that capability. They just bite. If she did bite me, it wouldn't be much worse than a bee sting. The pain and swelling would subside after a day or so, but I don't want you to sink your fangs into me. So let her go now, Dondi.
Okay.
The Quezon blue is stunningly beautiful. There are other colourful creatures here that live at 1,200 metres or higher. The next morning, we hike into the Sierra Madres. I'm with Chris Gimbali to meet some dazzling birds that were notoriously difficult to see until Chris befriended them.
We're here.
What a beautiful place. This is where Chris can call out a really special creature.
Bigote, bigote, bigote. Bigote, bigote, bigote. Bigote, bigote, bigote.
Chris is shouting, whiskers, whiskers. When the creature comes, you'll see why. Here he comes, a flash of brilliant red. My first view ever of a male whiskered pitter. Look at those feathery whiskers. The pitter isn't just here for Chris's voice. There's earthworms too. His calls are the dinner bell. This is absolutely superb. The Bangkok Kahoy Field Study Centre is the only place in the world you can get looks like this at a whiskered pitter. I'm just 30 centimetres away from one of the most elusive birds in the Philippines. The whiskered pitter is only found on Luzon. I stay on that island to explore the diving haven of Anelau. For marine life, this is the hottest of hotspots. There's more diversity here than anywhere else in the sea. Half of the world's species of coral, for example. I can't wait to roll in. Remarkably, this area is home to nearly 60% of the world's species of reef fish. They're a feast for the eyes. I spot a fish dancing to attract customers. Cleaneress provide a grooming service for other fish, picking off parasites and dead skin. This is mutually beneficial. The wrasse gets a meal, the parrotfish is cleaned of parasites that could cause disease. While Moorish idols wait for their turn, I notice cuttlefish, a courting go. These colourful cephalopods are aptly named flamboyant cuttlefish. Two males vie for the attention of the larger female. Like many of you, one of my favourite groups of reef fish are anemone or clownfish. They're all in the same family as Nemo. There's 7 species found here. I'm in the territorial waters of saddleback anemone fish. While the adults attack me, other family members shelter in their anemone. Scientists aren't sure if they're resistant to the stings or if their mucus disguises them so the anemone doesn't sting them at all. The family have eggs, which the male aerates with his fins. When the larvae hatch, they'll float around for a week or two before finding an anemone of their own. I'm almost out of air. It's time for me to change tanks and dive sites. In the waters around Anelau, there's such a variety of reef life. You can see something astonishing on every dive. On this one, Kim, a local expert, is going to show me an exquisite miniature. There's a lone sea fan ahead of us. Before meeting Kim there, I check out a fire urchin. It has hitchhikers aboard, a zebra crab and Coleman shrimps. Shrimps keep the urchin clean. The crab eats its spines. I joined Kim at the Sea Fan. It's the home of a creature that's absolutely charming, a pygmy seahorse. Pygmy seahorses weren't discovered until 1969. Just 2 centimetres long with impeccable camouflage, they went unnoticed until a scientist spotted one in a sea fan he'd taken back to his lab. I wouldn't have seen this one without Kim's help. Anelau's coral reefs cover an area almost the size of London. I'd love to fit in another dive in daylight, but there's not enough time for that. Bye, Kim. I have half an hour back at the beach house to chill before setting off for a night dive that should be really spectacular. I'm really excited about this. We've come to Anelau Pier. It's a world-famous dive site for creatures that move along the bottom at night. My light attracts clouds of shrimps, manna from heaven for a young lionfish. A squid joins in the feast with a flamboyant cuttlefish. The art of concealment is an important strategy on the seabed too. There's a nightmarish face looking up at me from the sand. A stargazer fish. It snapped at me. It pushes a fleshy lure out from its mouth. Wiggling the lure attracts prey within striking range. There's another hunter skimming over the sand. It's a blue-spotted ribbon-tail ray. This small ray, 35 centimetres across, is searching for mollusks, worms and crabs. When it needs to, it can do a pretty neat disappearing act. Anelau Pier is renowned for octopus. There's a good one up ahead. A coconut octopus, sheltering in an old can. I've made it blush. Coconut octopus are masters of manipulation. If there isn't any shelter to hand, they make a portable home from empty coconut shells or other debris. was a magical meeting. I wonder what delights I'll see in Anelau tomorrow. We set off early after having an exciting tip-off about an ancient mariner. In the warm waters around Anelau, I've seen some awe-inspiring animals, but there's one last surprise. We've only just heard about them. Living fossils. I've wanted to see one ever since I was a little boy. Now I will. These creatures usually live at great depth, but one was brought up in a fisherman's trap and released to return to the deep. My chance to go eye to eye with a chambered nautilus. Distant relatives of squid and cuttlefish, nautilus are considered living fossils because they've undergone little change for around 500 million years. They use their 90 or so tentacles to grab prey, crabs, shrimps and fish. Diving with a nautilus is such a thrill. The beautiful shells of nautilus have up to 30 internal chambers. The inner ones are used to control buoyancy and fill with liquid when the animal dives. The waters around Anelau have certainly delivered some wondrous creatures, but I've run out of time here. There's amphibious animals that are exceedingly rare further north on Luzon. I'm going to meet them in Isabela province, close to the town of San Mariano. In the countryside just outside of San Mariano, an ingenious plan to save the Philippine crocodile from extinction is underway at the Mabuwaya Foundation. The project leader is Dutchman Merlijn van Weerd. Hello. Hi, sorry to interrupt. You must be Merlijn.
Yes.
Yeah, and Tess.
Thank you. I'm Amante.
Amante.
I'm Bernard. Nice meeting you.
What a brilliant facility.
Yeah, it is, and it's great to have you here. And we have a job for you. Would you like to work with Bernard and Amante?
Of course.
Thanks. All right. Good luck.
Philippine crocodiles hatched in the wild are brought here to grow up in a safe environment. Some of them are now ready to be returned to where they hatched. You feel movement and then dive on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there we go. That's the first one. Well caught. When these crocs came here as babies, they were vulnerable to predators. They've been protected and well fed in captivity for 2 years now and should be able to fend for themselves. I will have the privilege of releasing one of them back to nature. Hey! I think this is the one I'd like to release. Oh dear, you're gorgeous. Now I've got to think of a name. I know what to call her. Merlijn, Crocodilus mindorensis. That's the scientific name, so I'm going to call her Mindy.
Mindy. All right.
Can you check whether she can be released, though?
Yeah, it looks like a very healthy crocodile. What do you say, Tess?
Yeah, very healthy and very pretty.
Let's see how long she is. Mindy. 69 centimeters.
Yeah.
Well, that's long enough. Well, she's ready for Nigel to release. Let's pack her in, Tess.
Okay, here's the tube.
She'll be safe and dark inside for the trip to Dunoy.
That's good, because Mindy and I have a long, bumpy ride ahead of us. The first hurdle, crossing the Catalangan River. Then there's 2 hours on a track with deep potholes to endure.
On a truck with a crocodile, this is the only way to go. The hammock helps smooth out our ride.
Without any mishaps, we reach Sitio de Noy, a village within walking distance of the release site. The locals here are very proud of the crocodiles that live on the outskirts of their village. Many of them help protect the reptiles. Before Mindy the crocodile is set free, Amante and I join Victorino Montanez, a community warden employed by the Mabuwaya project for his skill at finding and guarding crocodile nests.
Oh, and this is the nest, Amante.
Yeah.
So if they've hatched, you'll collect the babies and take them for rearing.
But there's no hatchlings yet.
Ah. I can see one egg gleaming white in the nest. How many do Philippine crocs usually lay?
Around 30 eggs.
No babies yet, so you'll have to check again in a week or so.
When the hatchlings are out of their eggs, they'll be given a head start in captivity.
Amante.
Yeah.
Where's the female? This is great to see a wild adult Philippine croc. The mother's been watching us while we've been at the nest. They're not very brave, like alligators and Nile crocs. They don't charge humans. But if there was a monitor lizard at the nest, she would come charging in to defend her eggs. Oh, that's lovely. Let's get away from her nest.
We're on the final leg of Mindy's journey. It's as if she knows she's home.
She's wiggling in her tube, but Dunai Lake isn't far now.
Dunai Lake.
Thanks, Amante. Journey's end for Mindy. This is the only place on the island of Luzon where you can find Philippine crocodiles.
The other population in southern Mindanao is even smaller.
Mindy is a very special youngster. Indeed, this is one of the rarest, if not the rarest, species of crocodile on Earth. There's only between 200 and 250 Philippine crocs left in the wild, which is why this conservation work is of such importance. At this age, Mindy will catch small fish and insects. She'll also swallow shellfish for calcium. As she grows older, her prey could be civet cats and water birds. They don't grow very large. 2.7 metres is the largest ever caught here, but they average around 2 metres long, about the same length as I'm tall. I really hope you have a wonderful life, Mindy. There we go. It's such a thrill returning a rare creature to the wild. Mindy seems right at home.
I really hope she survives and has babies of her own. Next time, I'm on Palawan with a vast shoal of scad. I'll visit the underground river, meet precious parrots and carnivorous plants.
It's called the rat-eating pitcher plant.
On one of the world's greatest reefs, I'll meet mantas and whale sharks.